Harwich Planning Board in the Town Hall Griffin Room, Tuesday, July 24th. It's 6:30 p.m. Any recording and taping of this event as required by law, the town may audio or video record this meeting. Any person intending to audio or video record this open session is required to inform the chair. All right, is anyone recording?
I think you're good.
I think we're okay. Thank you, Todd. Okay, so in the matter of the public hearings, the first on the docket is PB 2018-26, Allen Harbor Marine Service, Inc., applicant, Gray Neck Road Realty Trust owner, care of Bradford P. Mallow, project manager, seeking approval of a site plan, review special permit with waivers pursuant to the Code of the Town of Harwich, Section 325-55 for the proposed storage of boats, including boat stands and trailers at property located at 221 and 225, Route 28, Map 14, parcels W1-1, W3-2, respectively, in the CH-1 zoning district.
As you know, Mr. Chairman, for a special permit, there needs to be a minimum of 5 board members present to act on a special permit. You don't have that. So on behalf of the applicant, I would respectfully request that this hearing be continued to July 31st, 2018, not earlier than 6:30 p.m.
Move to continue.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Vote to continue. Next item, PB 2018-27, road name change. Consideration and approval for changing the name of a currently unnamed road to either Strout Road, Gershom Road, or Small Road pursuant to Section 400-10.C.3 of the Code of the Town of Harwich and Mass General Law, Chapter 85, Sections 3 and 3B, and Chapter 41, Section 74. The road, once a portion of Queen Anne Road, is located off of Depot Road in East Harwich, Assessor's Map 74.
Okay, this all came about when the fire department was asked to do an inspection on the home to make sure it complied with their requirements. And it was noticed that this particular house, which if you looked at the little map that I provided you, located at 1280 Orleans Road, there's a fence along that side of the property, and they actually have their access from the portion of what used to be Queen Anne Road. There's no name for that road. So the fire department started the process and reached out and said, can we do what we need to do to name that road? So that's why it's before you tonight. This board is the mechanism to name unnamed roads, or even a name change road. As long as it's not a town road, that is a different thing. That takes town meeting. But whereas this is an abandoned former county road with no name, it's before you to be named. We did put out 3 names: Strout Road, Gershom Road, and Small Road. It was a consensus of the fire and engineering that Small Road was the only acceptable road.
Are these folks here? Are you
Do
here
we
on
have
this?
any discussion?
Can you just tell us why?
Yep.
Oh, you
could
do need to come up to the microphone. We don't
please
bite. They don't bite
Come to the
either.
microphone and
Yeah.
Tell us
identify yourself.
your name and address and so forth.
Okay, my name is Patricia Todd, and this is my husband, Robert Todd, and we live at 327 Depot Road. So we live on the corner of Depot and the other unnamed road. When we first moved here from Connecticut 3 years ago, there was no mailbox. So we had approached the Harwich postmaster, and they approved of a mailbox to the right of our driveway, which happens to be on the unknown road, okay, unknown name road, okay, and our address is 327 Depot Road. Now, if the name is changed to Small Road, would that mean we would have to change our address, or could we possibly put our mailbox on the other side of the road that really is Depot Road? Because our house is,
Our house actually points.
you have to get up here, Robert.
The way our house is situated, okay, it actually points to where you come up the hill and make that turn and go out to Queen Anne.
Right.
And it points right to that intersection.
Yep.
I have,
We
according
have a
from,
map if you'd like to see it.
from the town,
Easy answer, if, through you, Mr. Chairman. You do not have to change your address.
Okay,
You will not be required to change your address. Because you actually front towards Depot Road, you're good.
I have 120 feet
Yep.
on Depot and 156
Yeah.
on Small Road. or
No,
whatever.
you're good.
I
You're
think-
good. You don't have to change your name, your address.
Any
okay.
procedural?
Yeah, I mean, I just have a question. Wouldn't that be more of an issue for the post office than for the planning board?
I don't think the post office is really going to care. They know where their address is. For
Yeah.
E911 is the critical thing in the town, not so much the post office. If they are on Depot Road now, but their mailbox is actually on the unnamed portion,
Yeah.
that will continue.
Yeah.
We would approach the postmaster of Harwich first
Yeah.
before we moved it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and I have a second question, or, go ahead, sir.
Do you have an opinion on the three names?
Well, I had another suggestion, but according to what you said, that the fire department said that they would like Small Road. Can I give my fourth suggestion?
That's why you're here.
Well, they can, but if the name changes from the three, then we'd have to hold another public hearing.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So,
I thought maybe like Depot Road Extension.
do you want me to speak to that?
Please.
That would never be allowed. We actually have a Depot Road extension somewhere else. We also have a Depot Street and a Depot Street extension.
Okay.
So one of the reasons that the Strout Road and the Gershom Road were not appropriate
Yep.
is that both fire and engineering felt it was too close to other road names in the
Yeah.
town. And that's why, with the different accents out there, some Strout Road can sound like other roads in town, and Gershom can sound like definitely other road, Gorham, Gershom,
Yes.
so they're just too similar in pronunciation, and that's why they are recommending Small Road.
Sir.
Just a question. I want to make sure I have the right road. If one, I know where you live on it now because you've explained it, but if you were to go to the end of the road, you'd come to a fence and you'd be looking at the roundabout, right?
Roundabout,
Yep.
exactly,
Okay, I want to make sure I had the,
right.
There is no fence.
It just dead
showing
ends.
that roundabout. It's just a
Grassed area,
cul-de-sac.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
I
dead
know.
end.
Okay.
I know where that is.
Yep.
yeah. I go by it most days.
okay. May we also ask you how the other names were arrived at? Is it from a family or
That's it.
something in town?
Actually,
Go ahead.
I
go
can
ahead.
share that.
Yep. It's
We
an
have-
interesting story.
It is.
Oh.
Let me find it. Bear with me a second here. Strout Road, Eddie Strout was a Harwich native who resided at 908 Queen Anne Road. Many will remember seeing him walking around in faded green jumpsuit. I remember him fondly. He actually suffered a brain injury from smoke inhalation in a fire in East Harwich in the mid-'70s, and he could no longer drive, and he passed away about 10 years ago. And then Gershom Road is in honor of former attorney and Harwich native Gershom Hall. And then Small Road would honor an old Harwich name and a play in the words as it would be a small road.
Certainly would.
And I have one more question, if I could possibly ask
Please.
that. Okay, we were told by our former neighbor who lived on 1280 Orleans Harwich Road, or Harwich Orleans Road, in that particular house that's being you know, asked about the driveway. That the fence was put up like 20-some years ago or whatever. Is there some reason why a gate or something wasn't put in since that was the address and that's how the access had to be made to the house?
20 years ago, through you, Mr. Chairman, 20 years ago, I have no idea. Recently, they did put a gate in there.
Okay.
In the event that there is an emergency now, and they go to the site. And for the most part, the local police and fire know where they're going.
Okay.
But if there's mutual aid from another town, they may not know that you actually have to go down Queen Anne and down the little no-name to get to this property.
Right.
So they can now access it through that gate.
Yeah, because I noticed the new owner put up some new signs now with 1280,
Yep.
you know, Harwich or Orleans
They were
Road.
required to do that
Oh,
by the,
okay.
by the fire department, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, those were my only questions.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Move to close the public hearing,
Second.
if there was one.
It was.
There was, that was it, thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes carry it.
I move to approve the name Small Road on PB 2018-27.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
None against? Carries as aye?
Okay.
Now you have
Small
now
road.
you have Small Road down the street.
Perfect. And you guys are set with your address. So, thank you for coming. Okay, next order of business, of course, is the public meeting. Number 2, new business, 2A, minutes for the May 22nd, 2018, June 26th, 2018, vote to approve.
Move to approve the minutes of May 22nd, 2018.
Second.
I have reviewed them.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Move to approve the minutes of June 26th, 2018.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those were a doozy to do. I did not give them to your usual recording secretary. I was like, I cannot do this to her.
Yeah.
So I did it.
Charlene, the meeting was only 4 hours.
Oh,
17.
Yeah.
I think
So-
that's a topper for
That's
me.
a record for us.
Yeah, I think 17 pages.
I have it on the
Have
board.
a secretary assigned to us?
You do. It's Amy Banford.
Sits down there?
Yep, she does not come to the meetings anymore. It just didn't make sense between the notes that I take and the staff
And the
reports and the recording.
Right.
She can do them way quicker that way. So that we agreed that she didn't need to come.
Okay, so the next order of business, Charlene, that we have is under public meeting, item number 3, old business. Is there any old business to discuss?
I have
Got some
nothing.
old members here, but not any old business.
Oh, although it
reminder
is
about
kind of
next
old
week.
Speak for
business.
yourself, Joe.
Reminder about next week.
Reminder about, but the selectmen did appoint a new regular member to the board, Craig Chadwick, who was not able to be here tonight. He hasn't been sworn in yet. He was gonna come if he could, but he had other plans, so you will see him next week. Which is a reminder that the board does have a meeting next Tuesday. It's a special meeting to take care of the Allen Harbor Marine. It is the only item on your agenda.
So that will be a very brief.
Well, that's up to you.
As I was saying, it'll be a very brief meeting. So I would like to suggest we close out this meeting if there's a motion to adjourn.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman, are we going to do briefings and reports?
Oh, sorry about that, Mr. Atkinson.
Okay.
Thank you for the reminder. Number 4, under public meeting, briefings and reports by board members. Are there any? Mr. Atkinson?
Okay, just one very quickly. The Community Preservation Committee is starting a new procedure in order to better track the progress on projects that have already been approved and funded. Twice a year, the project manager will be required to make both an oral and written presentation to the committee. The first of these presentations is now scheduled for the meeting in September.
And what again is he gonna report?
The progress
Of their pending projects?
of the, not pending project, these are active projects.
I see.
Yeah.
And it will be both on the substantive progress and the sort of financial status of the projects, so that we can keep a better hand on where all the projects are and how all the projects are doing.
Will that be also for the ones that got voted at the town meeting? Because as a project proponent, I've never received notice from the CPC, anything about my money. So I can't start a project till I have something with them.
Okay, and again, that's something that, you know, when you receive notice of this meeting, that's something that you,
Yeah.
it's
and-
fair for you to make that statement, you know, in front of the CPC
Okay.
committee, because the CPC committee needs to do something in order to get your project
Right.
going.
And I don't know if anybody else has been notified either, so
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Usually,
either.
I'm not the chairman, and the chairman
I
usually.
actually did work with the chair and the vice chair on a new packet for applications for next year.
Correct.
They're thrilled with it.
Okay,
So
good.
we're gonna do a couple new things on it so people can actually fill it out as a PDF form,
Okay, good.
and, or they can download it, either way. And we're gonna get that on the website as soon as that conversion is made to have that
Well,
fillable.
On behalf of the committee, thank you very much for your
You're
help.
welcome.
Mr. Chairman?
Thank you.
Just a matter of interest, I notice finally that they're beginning to do the library to,
Yes.
after
Yes.
starts and stops and
Yep.
problems with appropriations and so forth and so on. It's quite a project. Also, I note that project that we approved opposite Saquatucket Harbor. They have that building completely gutted, and they're starting to put it back together, that medical group.
Yes.
Outer Cape Health.
Outer Cape,
Yeah.
yes.
Uh,
Both great projects for the town of Harwich.
And also, as a matter of interest, talking about that area for a minute, if you go down there are parking issues, sir. That
yeah,
you
I know.
walk in, you drive in that right side facing the water,
It's full.
most every day, it's full.
Yeah.
And people, I'm not sure they like it, but people are therefore using the parking area, you know, the overflow parking out on 28.
Yes, they are.
So we'll see how it goes.
I mean, it's a double-edged sword. We've, I think, have done some great things in Harwich, but at the same time, we are finding that more people are here, more people are walking around, but
Seems
there's
like, yeah.
very little parking. So that's something that we've got to change going forward, so.
Mr. Chairman?
Mary's had her hand up.
Mary?
And just one comment that I'm assuming the three of you saw, but after our 4-hour meeting where we talked Harwich Port parking, the selectmen did decide to put together a Harwich Port parking committee. So saw that this past week and just pointed out to,
What did they charge them with, Mary?
It's not written
I
yet.
don't think it's written up yet, but the
I forgot to
discussion,
call somebody.
the discussion was to set up a committee to address it, and people have already started inquiring, at least through the clerk's office, to fill out forms, so.
I go down that road several times a day, and since the hearing here, I go through that parking lot now.
Yep.
I go to get my newspaper in the morning and so
Yeah.
forth.
But you
And,
look,
but I take a look.
Yep.
And most days, it's full. I mean, like
it
this,
is.
this morning, it was, I think there were 2 or 3 vacancies. That's all.
And I bet it's a lot of beach parking.
Oh, you can see people carrying their beach stuff, sure.
Mr. Atkins.
Yes, on the, do we know if there will be a planning board representative on this committee that the Board of Selectmen are?
I do not know.
Because I think,
Like I said, the charge has not been written yet.
okay, I think it might be something that we would like to suggest to the Board of Selectmen, that there be at least one representative
Yep,
from the
I
planning
was
board.
actually supposed to call Selectman Howell this afternoon. If you're watching, Don, I apologize, I forgot. He's been asked to put the charge together.
Okay.
So I will try and remember to call him tomorrow. Again, sorry, Don. And I'll let him know that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Any other discussion?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 I call this meeting adjourned.